And welcome back to What If, the week of What If. And today's What If comes to us from Gabriel Friday, who asked the question, what if Star Fox, and particularly I'm guessing you mean Fox McCloud, was in Star Wars? And look, in his own world, this could make a lot of things. There's no saying that technically they're not in Star Wars. We just don't see the Empire, at least in the form that exists in Star Wars. But they obviously don't. But world to world, they'd actually be they're easy to slide in. Space battles, starship fighting, alien races, anthropomorphic animals of some kind, dark overlords. The only difference, I think, really is the fact that Star Wars has the Force, and I'm not certain about Star Fox. I think Star Fox has something kind of similar to the Force, but not quite on the same level. The same with like Jedi, Sith, lightsabers, Force abilities, all that. But still, I mean, it's not an unreasonable idea to think they could exist in the same world. But what if Fox McCloud himself was in Star Wars? What would it be like? And what era of Star Wars would he exist in? Based on his attire, based on how he operates, based on his personality, I actually liken him to a Poe Dameron type character, which tells me he'd exist more than likely in the sequel trilogy era. But let's quickly just kind of go over each era real quick. If he existed within the prequel era, how would this go down for him as a character? Well, unfortunately, there wouldn't be a lot to do in the prequel era. There isn't a lot of starfighter, like star battles that we know of in the prequel era or see. You get the Phantom Menace fight or battle and over Naboo, and then you get the battle over Coruscant in the beginning, which... Would Fox McCloud be a part of that? I don't know. I don't think so. The only other argument you could make is that he was a starfighter in the Clone Wars, and being one of the best around, he could make it all the way into the modern era of Star Wars, the main era that we know, the original era. Beyond the end, he'd be probably a well-known Rebel pilot. The thing about Fox McCloud I should really stress here is that despite the fact he's kind of saved the whole galaxy on numerous occasions, that doesn't mean he'd do it here, because what's happening here isn't one-to-one with what's happening in Star Fox. At least, not in specifics. In concept, sure. For example, could Fox McCloud be the one who ultimately gets the blast or the killing blow on the Death Star? Yes, actually, hypothetically, he's that good a pilot and he's done things like this before. But with Luke entering the rebellion and helping out, would he clash with Luke, or would they just be working together? Or more importantly, would he probably be doing a Han Solo and just picking off the guys attacking Luke? See, that I think is where Fox would really shine. Is he wouldn't necessarily be the hero in the sense that Luke is. He'd be the hero in the sense that Han Solo is, the kind of rogue pilot who still flies along with the squadron. And is able to, helps out Luke from the side, taking out enemies, all that. I kind of liken it to that a little bit. There's no real star battles in Empire Strikes Back at all. And then you get the massive, one of the best star battles ever in Return of the Jedi, where I think that is where Fox would truly come to shine. Where he would be going there aiding the Millennium Falcon. Honestly, him and the Falcon together could be going into the Death Star to blow up the reactor. So I think it's actually very possible you could see that happening. Moving to the later era, where the space battles were not as plentiful. We really didn't have a space. When you really break it down, the first one, we didn't get a space battle. We got a little bit of it, but nothing serious. Not like a major. The major battle took place on the damn Starkiller base. It wasn't until you got to the second one they had a bit of a starfighter battle in the beginning of the movie. And then obviously you get the really big one at the end, but that even then they're all coming into the atmosphere of I'm even forgetting the name of the Sith planet. They're even coming in the atmosphere, so that's not even a star battle. Fox would clearly be there to aid, but he's not. It's not him saving the day. Honestly, Fox is a bit of a glory hound, no pun intended. Fox and hounds aren't the same thing, but they're dogs. But I don't see him being the secret weapon of the empire, of the rebellion. I can see him being a very effective tool they have in the chest, and that who's got a great record. But again, I liken him to a Poe Dameron, who has massive amount of talent, great amount of skill, but does need to grow up a little bit. And so I think that would hinder him from being any more than a very important character in the Star Wars universe. But I think he'd still stand out. If he were in the movies, he would get his moments to shine, get some one-liners, he'd have some weird interactions with character. He would get those moments. Definitely he would. So, unfortunately, there's not much else I could say about what if Star Fox or Fox McCloud were in the Star Wars universe. If, let's say, Star Fox, the actual, their squadron, all that were in there, in the Star Wars universe, the most I can say is you could probably have, kind of like a Rogue Squadron kind of scenario where they're their own personal squad and they go on specific missions. But again, I don't think they would impact the overall story of Star Wars in any significant way. That's my thoughts, though. What do you think it'd be like if Star Fox / Fox McCloud were in Star Wars? Let me know. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you later.